Welcome, everyone, to the Predictive Playbook. We're here for the 2021 World Series preview. We have in Game 1 tonight at 8:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't wait for this thing to get started. I can honestly tell you it gives me goosebumps because at the heart of things, I am a baseball guy. I've coached baseball for a number of years, and I just love it. And as they say, you just cannot be romantic about baseball. And this is as good as it gets. We have Game 1, Charlie Morton on the road with his Atlanta Braves, 88-73, who a month ago nobody gave anybody from the National League East even a chance to be challenging for the championship. Astros, 95-67. Framber Valdez on the hill. I want to start out with a little segue here. The Astros come in with a Major League Baseball all-time record in the playoffs, scoring 45 runs with 2 outs. That's 45 runs with 2 outs. If they don't get those runs, we might be seeing another team here instead of the Astros, but they got it done. I'm wondering if you guys think this is a sign of possible regression that we should be aware of, or is this just a juggernaut that's just going to excel in the key spots, get the key hits, and win this thing going away? Let's start with Jesse Schule on that topic.
Well, I'm going to lean towards this is the juggernaut. I mean, the way they're hitting the ball, the way they've hit, because it's not just the playoffs. They've been doing it all season long. You look at their lineup from top to bottom. There's really no soft spots, and the Braves don't really have a star-studded pitching staff either. They got Charlie Morton going in Game 1, and he's been solid. He's allowed 2 runs in each of his last 3 appearances, but there's a bit of a warning sign with 6 walks in his last game. And I think the Braves could be in trouble here in the World Series. I don't see them really keeping up with Houston's offense.
I like that, Jesse, because I think they can actually have regression and still get key hits, just not at the rate they did in the first 2 playoff series. Let's turn it over to Dr. Chuck and see what he has to say about this little topic of 45 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah, Jesse brings up a good point. I mean, why would it stop now? We've discussed this on multiple baseball shows. The exact same reason that we've had a lot of these bets that we've made in the playoffs so far. You have to be, the Astros got a really solid challenge at the end of that regular season from the Mariners, and not only the A's, who kind of challenged them all season. They had to keep playing, and it's just something that you have to do, and it's why the Braves are playing the Astros in this series. I think we faded the Brewers, we faded the White Sox. I can't imagine that the Astros just all of a sudden start getting shut down, like Jesse said. I don't think a couple days off is going to shut them down. When they're home, they get to have all 9 batters with the DH and everything like that. I'm a little more bearish on the Astros as far as the entirety of the series goes. I don't know where we're getting into this all, but I really like this to be a back and forth type thing. I just think this Braves is like one of those little teams that could. The Duvall and Rosario additions are insane. Either one of them could have been on the street, and instead they're winning MVPs, and Duvall led the league in multiple categories. Rosario's unstoppable. It's hard to imagine that just turns off as well. I don't really trust the Astros pitching staff, and you can get what I like a lot is you can get this series to go to 7 games at 2-1 right now, and I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to get some of that value. I mean, it's gone. The World Series has gone 7 games a good bit recently, and I think these teams are a little more evenly matched than 2-1 for 7 games here.
Yeah, I like it, Chuck. And, leading the charge for the Houston offense, who outscored the Red Sox by a 23-3 margin over those last 3 games. Jordan Alvarez, the ALCS most valuable player, is just scorching hot, batting .522 with 12 hits, a home run, 6 RBIs, 7 runs scored. He was 9 for 13 with 5 extra base hits during that 3-game span I referenced earlier in my statement here. So, Alvarez I think he's going to do well against those left-handed Atlanta relievers. They have 3 good ones. And I don't think Alvarez is going to be phased in the least having to go up against what used to be the challenging part of baseball for him. When you're seeing the ball like a beach ball like he is and batting .500 or better, I don't think anything scares you, and I don't think anything scares this Houston Astros team in the least. And Dusty Baker, the manager, is making his first appearance since 2002, I believe, guys, which he lost painfully in that World Series. So that's cool that he is now coming back. And this is Houston's third time in the last 5 seasons being in the World Series. Experience has to go to the Houston Astros in that regard. How about some like prop bet ideas for the series that you would want our viewers to start tailing you on? Let's start with Jesse Schule on this.
Well, I think it's important for Houston to get off to a good start at home. I do like Houston to win the series, but I think they're going to have to win game one. If they can't win game one, then they could be in trouble. So I like a prop bet with Houston to win game one and the series.
I like it. What do you have for us, Dr. Chuck?
Well, we talked off air, and I hate to make anybody think we're sending mixed signals here. We talked off air about how unbelievable this Charlie Morton aspect is in the World Series for the first.
Sure is.
In the World Series for the third time in 4 years with a different team, and he's just I don't get it, but he's just a big game guy, and I think what a play that I have out as a premium play is the Braves' first 5 run line again, which I hammered all through the Dodgers series to the chagrin of John Ryan, and it seemed to work out a good bit. And I just think that they get to Fromber a little bit before they get to Charlie. Not saying at all that the Braves are going to win the game, but I mean a tie, a 1-1, 2-2 tie through 5 still gets a win in that scenario. So I'm back on that again as well.
That's good stuff, Chuck. You know, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, right? I can lose pretty well once in a while. I mean, I did have the Iowa poster behind me when I lost the bet to Jesse with that team from Pennsylvania. I can't remember their name now. But I'm going to talk about a guy that not many people probably are aware of. But this kid, Chas McCormick, is a rookie. And Houston has a couple of rookies that have come out of nowhere. And you have to credit the coaching. You also have to credit the players with the talent that they have. At the beginning of the year, Chas was batting under 160 for a little bit, and then suddenly figured it out. And he ended the season at 257. So think about it. He probably pretty much batted almost 300 after that poor start. And there's a big jump from AAA, especially in a COVID year, to being a starter. Now, he was a platoon player for most of the year, but Myers, the normal center fielder, is out due to an injury to his left shoulder that he got. He sustained that injury crashing into the center field wall trying to catch a ball that actually ended up being a home run. But anyway, my understanding is that he's going to play most of the game since Myers can't go. He's very fast in the field. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes some highlight catches, and after all, he deserves it. So I think as a pizza bet prop, Chas McCormick, most hits in the series. Now keep in mind, he batted .333 so far in the first 2 playoff series. Seeing the ball well, obviously, hitting it all over the place. I like that at 45-1. I know it's a long shot, but I also like him at 25-1 to have the most home runs. And this, you wouldn't know it by looking at him. He's like 5'9", 195 pounds. Not the typical home run hitter that you would expect, but he has plenty of pop, and why not end the season, his glorious season, going from AAA to the pros, and now he's going to be there for years and years and years to come based on this year's performance. Why not end it that way? So I'm going to do a shout out for Chas McCormick, and 45-1 most hits, 25-1 for most home runs, and also I would bet him to hit a home run in each of the games until the series is over. Every time he's starting, there's always a chance that he could pop one out. So that's about all I have. You guys have anything going on over at SportsMemo.com? Let's start with Jesse.
I do have plays up for game one on $2 Tuesday with both the side and total.
Very good. How about you, Dr. Chuck?
So I gave out the one play that I have up as a premium play out there on regular clients' plays. I also, I don't want to belabor this much longer. Don't want to get into the pizza bet stuff, but there's some serious, if you like to bet on these MVPs and root for a guy each game, kind of like what he was mentioning with Chase. I mean, Adam Duvall's 30-1, Jock Peterson is 30-1, and probably because the Astros are favored to win the series, and I guess everybody thinks it's going to regress. Eddie Rosario's 12-1. Like I mean,
Love it.
I don't know. That's somebody's going to win this, and it's got to be. It's hard to think it goes like way deep down into like the Kyle Tuckers and Dansby Swansons, and so that's worth a pizza bet to me.
Yeah, and my in-game betting will be on display. I'll be tweeting as much as I can tonight. Ideally, I would love to see Atlanta score 2 runs in the first 2 innings and Houston not score. And then I would jump on the money line with Houston. Conversely, if you like Atlanta, you want Houston to get out to that lead and get that 2-0 lead in the first or second inning, and then you bet Atlanta. So you can do 50% pre-flop on the team that you like, and then use that in-game betting to your advantage. I call it, the scoring volatility. You can get incredible lines, and then your average line is obviously a lot better than if you do 100% before the game starts. At least that way you have a chance that if you do pick a game that doesn't necessarily win, it would be like in the NBA. It doesn't cover the initial spread, the pre-flop spread. You get better lines that have a chance to cover and have a higher probability of covering. So anyway, I'll leave that at that. Guys, I appreciate your time. Can't wait for that first pitch. Can't wait for the national anthem so I can get goosebumps again and just get really powered up and psyched for this World Series. So on behalf of Dr. Chuck, Jesse Schule, myself, the SportsMemo TV channel, and the Predictive Playbook, may all the wins be yours tonight and the rest of the month. Thanks for